I found out about the short film Here's the Plan about a year ago, and I've been waiting excitedly for it to come out because it's the first thing I've seen in a long time that felt honest about romance. We are inundated with super sexy, dramatic, adult and teenage romances, but we don't get much that's about successful long-term relationships. If you happen to be in a happy marriage, or if you've been together with someone for at least a few years, you'll know how underrepresented your kind of relationship is in the media. It just doesn't exist. Before I talk about Here's the Plan, here's your chance to watch it. It's almost 20 minutes long, so I don't know what your schedule's like. You might need to plan when you're gonna watch it. Okay, so 3D animation. It just so happens that I was watching an interview with Don Bluth, a famous 2D animator, and he said something that gave me an aha moment about 3D animation. He said as soon as there was a successful 3D animation, everybody started copying that style, and now all 3D looks generic. Think about it, all 3D movies kind of look the same, don't they? Especially if you compare them to 3D video games that have such drastically different art. 3D animated movies all use about the same style, and only on a rare occasion do you get a movie like The Book of Life, which is so visually different that as an artist you stop and say, I have to see that. Here's the Plan is that different style. The characters have simple black pupils instead of detailed cartoon eyes. The animal puppet models don't have fur. Instead, they have a hand-painted texture. The shading is flat 2D toon shading instead of complex soft shadows. I would say some of the style choices were because it's an independent animation with a small team and a small budget, but the style choices were intentional. Everybody knew in the beginning the art style they wanted to aim for had to be simple or the movie would never get finished. The cultural influence on the art style is also different from what artists in North America are exposed to, since the director, Fernanda Frick, is Chilean, and the animation is made in Chile. Frick directed Here's the Plan with a team of 32 people and finished it in 2 years. The film's budget was $50,000, and Frick had to supplement that by doing art commissions and teaching classes to make more money. Kind of like in the film. What's surprising to me, and what you may find incredibly useful, is how well documented the making of the film is. Normally, animators make these projects and they don't talk about what their thought process was. But in this case, Frick has a blog where she's posted articles about how to come up with ideas for short movies, how to design characters, and they're well written and easy to understand. I'll put the link below. One element of the animation the blogs don't talk about is something called a color script. A color script is where you make concept art for your movie in order and then apply the right type of setting colors and lighting colors to fit the emotional progression of the film. This way it's easy to show the other artists on your team what colors and mood lighting to use at every scene. At the beginning of Here's the Plan, everything is clear and bright, and as the plot goes on, the set becomes more grayscale and the lighting toned in blue as the characters stray further and further from their dream and from each other. I think what really gets me about the movie is that while it's about this couple, it's also about losing sight of what's important. And I think anyone who's achieved something really big or made a tough choice can tell you that it takes a lot of work and a very long time and some unplanned detours to make a big dream come true. Good and bad things happen that distract you, but no matter how stuck you think you are, you can always choose to change. There's usually a big sacrifice you have to make, like the entire career you've built up, but it's worth it. It's worth it. So, what's your plan?